thought he'd be leader in the first place.
But if you know, or if anyone knows what Corbyn's plan is for conference, can someone please tell Labour HQ? Because they don't have a clue. They don't know what the slogans are. They don't know what the precise set's going to look like. What's the pitch? How's the media going to be handled? These are the absolute political basics. Now, it reminds me, the whole situation reminds me a lot of a brilliant film that Owen is far too young and happening to have ever heard of, which is called Being There by Peter Sellers, with a character called Chauncey Gardiner, who is a gardener who by accident becomes a great figure and potentially a presidential candidate. And his his everyday wisdom as a gardener is misinterpreted as great political insights. What's happening is it's like that, or it's like The Life of Brian, where the disciples are projecting their fantasies onto Jeremy Corbyn. And the tragedy for him and for his supporters is that he just isn't up to it. It's not going to happen.
I'm afraid we've run out of time. Just wish we were going to the Labour conference. Thank you all. Ian Martin, thank you. I spent my summer holidays in the sunny south of France, getting hitched. Oh yes, only took me 66 years. But thousands of people have spent their time trekking to a theme park with grumpy staff and miserable rides in a rainy seaside town in Somerset. It's called Dismaland, and it's been set up by the mysterious street artist Banksy. Sounds like the painfully trendy sort of thing that our Adam would like to go to. So we sent him.
Right, madam, this way, please. Any prohibited items on you today, madam? No, right, off you go.
A warm welcome to Dismaland.
We drop the smile, please. No happiness allowed inside the park, thank you.
The mysterious street artist Banksy's taken over an old Lido in Weston-super-Mare and crammed it with work by more than 50 of his pals. It's a theme park where the theme is miserable.
Now here in Dismaland, there's loads of work taking the mickey out of modern life. But Banksy's people tell me there's actually quite a lot of politics here as well.
For example, the boating lake, which I think is an attack on Europe's attitude to refugees.
I feel a bit horrible doing this. And here we've got a comment on war and politics and oil in the Middle East. This area is called Mini Gulf. Yes! And here's Banksy's response to the financial crisis. A starving family at one end of the table, a greedy banker with a massive banquet at the other. And we can't show you the slogan because it's got a very rude word in it.
The Conservatives come up quite a lot.
Well, according to the map, this is the Geoffrey Archer Memorial Fire Pit. Warm yourself around an authentic, real open fire, ceremonially lit each day by burning one of the famed local perjurer's novels.
Then there's an area that seems like a sort of Jeremy Corbyn tribute zone.
In this gallery, we're in a room full of political guerrilla art, so we've got lots of banners and placards and political cartooning that comes out of protest movements from around the world.
What makes this art rather than just sort of an exhibition of banners and posters and things?
Well, banners and posters are a form of art.
If you fancy a souvenir, how about a set of Allen keys for replacing the adverts on bus shelters?
Are you going to get in trouble for doing this? If you do this at home?
If it's a legal grey area, yes.
Diplomatically put. Great, thank you very much. Slightly scary looking person.
And of course, the exit is through the gift shop.
Some things never change. And we can speak now to the Cabinet Office Minister and MP for Weston-super-Mare, Mayor John Penrose. Welcome to the programme, Mr. Penrose. What do you make of Dismaland?
Hi, Andrew. I think it's great. The town is loving it. We're terribly proud to have someone of Banksy's stature exhibiting here. And the place is packed. It's bringing people to Weston who might not otherwise have come. It's great for the local economy. And it raises the artistic tone a heck of a lot.
You sure you like it? Because I think it is a sort of lefty theme park, is it not? Why would a Tory MP like that?
Well, because you don't have to agree with the politics to enjoy the art. And the point about art is it's supposed to be thought-provoking. It's supposed to be about free speech. It's supposed to make you think. It does all that. I don't necessarily have to agree with all the politics in it to think that some of it is great and beautiful.
What about the boating lake full of African migrants? Has that made you rethink your government's policy to migration?
that is very thought-provoking. It's deliberately supposed to be. It's supposed to leave people who come here and see it, cause them to question what they might otherwise have thought about it. I think actually we're doing the right thing on migrants. I think it's right to make sure that we are taking people from the camps in Syria, taking the most vulnerable people from there and bringing them in directly. But other people, having seen that, may reach a different opinion. That's what art is supposed to do.
Okay.
One of the things it's supposed to do.
You may be in Dismaland, but I see you still in cabinet spokesman mode. Why do you think he chose Western Supermare? Do you think it was because it's a kind of an avatar for a quintessentially small C, conservative, Middle England place?
I don't know if it was because of that. He said in one of his rare interviews the other day that he was brought up in Bristol. He used to come down here and bathe in the pool here when it was still a Lido. He saw it when it was empty, and he decided he wanted to do it. I think we're just very lucky that he's local.
Hold on, Eleanor Mills is telling me that she knows. Why did he choose Western Supermare?
Well, I did the interview that John's talking about. He used to go there as a kid because he lived in Bristol. His parents took him down there, and he used to love going to the Lido there. And he came across it earlier this year and was walking around. It was full of kind of crisp packets, which he's left. And so he wanted to bring. He's also playing it back to his home county, as it were.
So should this theme park stay? I mean, when we put up the Millennium Wheel in London, it was originally only meant to be temporary. It's now become almost like London's Eiffel Tower. It's one of the iconic sites of our city. What about this Dismaland for Western Supermare? Should it stay?
We'd love it if it would stay, but I'm told it can't. And again, in that interview, I think his insurance runs out at the end of September, and I think also a number of the pieces will have been sold in due course, so they won't be here anymore. With any luck, we'll hang on to a few. But also, with any luck, it'll make people think about what they might want to do to invest in this place when Banksy has left to take it on afterwards.
All right. Mr. Penrose, thank you for joining us live from Dismaland. Don't often get to say that. Now, it may have escaped your notice, hasn't escaped mine, that tonight the Rugby World Cup kicks off at Twickenham. There's the